Hey, girl, hey. Hi, everybody.
Hello. What's that from? Hi, everybody. Oh, I'm thinking of Bye Bye Birdie. Never mind.
Simpsons.
Somewhat.
That's from The Simpsons.
Who
Hi,
said?
everybody.
Who said that?
The I think it's the TV host. I don't know. Did you watch The Simpsons faithfully
I
as a
did,
child?
but I did not like. I'm not somebody that's stuck with it into my
Right,
teen or adulthood.
right. Nor have I, but just certain phrases and things,
Hmm.
like Jebediah Springfield, will never leave me till the day I die. That name, that reference, it's here with me.
Well, glad you got something from it.
Shout out to the
Crack a
Simpsons and
lacking.
their Nostradamus asses, knowing all the things,
They
pre-
predicted a lot.
predicting the future. I love that for them. I love that
We
for
should look that
us.
up. Go ahead. I'm gonna look that up while you talk.
What, Nostradamus?
No, ugh, all the things the Simpsons predicted. Let me see.
Anyway,
17 predictions. I'm so sorry. Do you want me to read it?
oh, go ahead. Yeah, let's go.
17 predictions from The Simpsons that came true. Number 17, real tamatako plants? The fuck is that?
Oh, it's already getting crazy.
Tomacco plants. What's that? We need a producer. Homer sets his eye on agriculture. Wacky disasters follow. Using nuclear ingredients from the power plant, Homer decides to create a mutant hybrid in a plant episode called IDO. The result is a not so humble tamatako. So apparently, this is not a real
What's
thing
a
that now we're
GMO?
eating. No, there's something called a tamatako that we're all eating. Accessible space travel, smartwatches, serving horse meat. Are we doing that? Oh, yeah, we are. Three eyed fish. Didn't know that was a thing. Baby translator. Didn't know that was a thing. Censoring Michelangelo's David. Remember they did that? They made
Hmm.
him, they covered him up. Little penis. Lady Gaga in the Super Bowl. Walt Disney and the Fox merger. Trump presidency. And he's coming
Damn.
down the elevator. Remember when he came down the elevator with Kanye West?
Absolutely not.
You don't remember when Trump came down in the icon, he came down Trump Tower elevator to announce that he was running for president?
Oh, yes,
Wow.
yes, 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 yes. Mm-hmm.
FaceTime, The Matrix 4, a pandemic, Tom Hanks endorses the U.S. I don't even know what that means. It's getting tricky. This isn't very,
Exciting. We
yeah,
apologize.
continue.
Sometimes being spontaneous doesn't slap. Um, This weekend was a weekend. Shout out again to Renee Blewett. Shout out to all of the Around the Way Curls and Sable Collective supporters that came through to say hi. Had some really wonderful interactions and conversations with folks. Renee, you did a wonderful job if you're listening, girl. It was beautiful. The vibes were right. I was unfortunately only able to go for Friday because it was my baby girl's weekend. I have a teenager now, y'all. I have a 13-year-old child that I have to care for. I have 5 more years. I have less time with her as a child than I've ever had in my entire life and will ever have her. And I was just crying like a baby all day yesterday, just looking at her and admiring her and being even more in love with her than I've been ever since she was even a baby. So parenthood is crazy. I can only imagine having your child and then they're just gone from you and you still love them and you're still obsessed with them and then they're just gone and you can't tell them what to do or advise them or
I don't know that
you
that's going to
can
stop.
advise them, but you don't have the same access to them that you have when you live with them and you have a healthy relationship, which I think I have with Jill. So I don't know. Maybe she'll live with me forever. That's what she tells me. So
Oh no. That's,
I know
you
I
didn't
lived with
do a
my
good
mom for
job.
a very long time. Very long time. Um, But everybody, just send your collective love to this burgeoning young woman, and she's just only going to become more independent and interface with the world. And I'm so excited that the world has her and that she's coming up and going to show out, and that I know her and that I have anything to do with her is just, it's just a wild trip. So shout out to the God. Shout out to Internet for creating a very thoughtful birthday experience. We got to stay with you for the weekend. I had just a really nice time. And Jade for holding it down, doing a little bit of childcare as well while I worked. And for Michelle and Heaven for holding it down. If you did come to the pop-up and I wasn't there, they were the sales associates that just did a really great job, and we're really equally as excited to see you guys. So it was good. It was nice. Change is inevitable in all the ways, and it's breaking my heart. I've just been crying all weekend. It's breaking my heart. I don't have any other way to describe it, but
It's
like a
opening it
heartache.
up.
Oh, it's
Well, because the
crazy.
alternative is much worse. So you got to watch her grow up. She's Shanti. I think she's going to be under your wing for some time. She's a very, very young 13. Much younger than I at 13.
Well, were we very old? That's I'm comparing. Like the things that I was getting into at 13 were
It's
not
not
age
just
appropriate
I
at
don't even
all.
no no no. I don't even think it's what we were getting into. It's like the interests that we had. Like I watched her just on her iPad coloring. Like she wasn't interested in like the internet. She wasn't interested in like the TV. Even the way well, I had her watch Rush Hour. I was like PG-13 loading. Let's go. Like now you got to watch PG-13 movies. We're on it. And like even the certain things that she laughed at and the other things she didn't laugh at, it's like you're such a young 13 because that went
Yeah,
over your
she's a
head. You have
baby
no
girl.
idea what that sexual like innuendo was. Like none. And it
Mm-mm.
was sweet to see, but I recognize like at 13 I'm cursing people out, calling them dickheads in the schoolyard, you know, just doing the stuff that you
Doing the
do as
suck
kids.
it, telling niggas to suck
Yeah,
it, asking for hugs, niggas giving
liking
me.
boys.
And she has crushes, but she's not like
She's not in it
engaged.
like that. Yeah, I was
No.
doing my own hair. I was already straightening my hair. I had flat iron on my hair. I was like in it. I was very interested in how I looked and how people liked me. She don't care. I mean, she cares, but it's not.
No, that's not her. That's not her
No, like even the fact that
experience.
she went to the beach with Jade and Noah and like had a great time. Couldn't wait to play with Noah. They couldn't even get in the water. And Jade said, I don't know what they were doing, but they were over by the water and maybe they were choreographing a dance. I don't know, but they were having a time.
Sweet baby JoJo. Keep her.
So she's a young baby girl.
Someone made a comment on maybe it's because she's an only child as well. Like she
Mm.
doesn't have like my siblings were like giving me cigarettes and shit. Like I was watching them wild the fuck out, and I was like, "Bet this is what we getting into. We as a collective." I don't know. Anyway, she's right where she's supposed to be, and I think
Yeah.
we do have some time. But who knows? A lot can happen over a summer. A lot can happen in a year. So high school is going to be interesting. But right now, she is in a little Waldorf cocoon child. Shout out to Joe. But yeah, that was the weekend. How you
You
doing?
have one more thing on here.
I don't really care to talk about that so much. I don't have much to say about it. I watched They Clone Tyrone. It was good. I probably have to watch it again. I was very tired while watching it. But what's his name did an excellent job. The acting was wonderful.
So you
It was
didn't like
good.
it. I see
It
your
was
face.
good. I didn't dislike it. It was good.
It was better than Queen and Slim.
Absolutely. Are you fucking kidding me? Mm.
I hate that you didn't like it, and I
I
do think
did
that you
like
should watch
it.
it.
Look
You
how
did.
you
I know
were
you.
on air and you're proving that it was
No,
good.
I
It was
can prove
good.
whatever. I know you. I know you. If you would have
It was
liked it, you would
good.
have wanted to talk about it, and you didn't.
I have to
It
watch it
was
again.
good. It was
I
good.
have to watch it again. I'm gonna watch it again. I just know that boy was acting his ass off, and I have to watch it again. Because the end, I was just kind of like, wait a minute, what's going on for a minute?
The
So
ending was interesting. how they landed it. But what they were saying, how they got there, it's more about the journey. How
Yeah.
they landed the plane, I was like, oh, okay. Felt like
Yeah.
an HBO ending. Like, what?
Seriously. Hmm.
Um, I know I have this stuff written down, but I don't think I'm gonna talk about this. I what is up with me? I've been exhausted. I've really been tired, and today is Monday. We're recording Thursday's episode on a Monday, and see, hold on, sorry. And I don't know. I've been having these crazy shooting pains above my right eye, where they even make me dizzy.
Mm.
Where I'm like,
No
kind of like,
bueno.
it's
Mm-mm.
not good. And so I thought, well, maybe it's allergies, maybe it's water, maybe it's, maybe you're dehydrated. I think it's all of the above, and I'm exhausted.
Mm-hmm.
So today I recorded with Mandy and Bridget for See the Thing Is. So that is out. By the time this comes out, that will be out. So check that out. Um, and we had to record earlier than normal. And I had all these ideas about what I was going to do afterwards. Brought my workout clothes, brought this, brought that. And then it was hitting me again as I was driving back to go to the gym, like this shooting pain. And I just came in here and slept. Like I
Oh, I'm
ran
so
2 errands and then I came in here and slept. It's still there a little bit, but it's like going away. So I'm a little bit concerned. If it's not going by next week, then I'm going to be really concerned. But I've just been tired. So this is a reminder to folks to please rest. And I realize I haven't been getting enough sleep. I've been waking up early, going to sleep late. My body's just been waking up. So there's something like unsettled. Um,
I think it's been like this for about since, everything happened with Miss Pam. It's been a series of
yeah.
you've been away, you haven't been able to settle in your house, going back and forth. I've watched you just be on the run, on the
Yeah.
go, and exerting a lot of energy.
Yeah.
Like when you got up, you're still like giving a lot, doing a lot, and like
Yeah.
I can see you being that catching up to you. Yeah, you probably need like a good week to just like lay low and
Yeah,
chill
it caught
while you
up.
can.
And when I came back, I like felt guilty about not working out, so rushed into hot yoga, un
No.
wildly dehydrated. So whatever. Um, and then I had an interesting interaction. I don't know if I should talk about this, but I'm going to because it's me.
Oh,
I had a
my
very,
nigga.
I had a very, I had a very interesting interaction with someone, and I don't have to go into what it was, but they went out of their way to make me feel small in the most mean girl, nice girl way of like
That's the word.
checking
That's the
me.
meanest way is the nicest way.
Oh,
It is the
just
meanest way.
checking me. Just the first thing you say to me is, "How do you know such and such?" Such and such was her new man. "How do you know such and such? Are you single? You came here alone? Oh, maybe I can help you. Do you see anything here that you like?" And then just, I couldn't give him the time of day at first. I was just so busy because I own my home, and I'm just like a businesswoman and just on very enterprising. Like, that's how you're talking about yourself to me. Called my podcast cute. She asked how we met, and I said it was through the podcast world. Anyway, I sat with that and I played nice and I smiled through it as she had her arm around me, and it was very clear to me what was happening. It was like, okay, go ahead. You can piss on your territory and put me in check. I'm not here for your man. It's fine, sweetie. But I was disappointed for my friend, honestly, and concerned of like, God, I hope this goes well because you've been through a lot and you deserve a lot. So anybody that's doing that kind of stuff, I was just a little concerned. But maybe she is just that nice. Maybe I give her the benefit of the doubt. But the way it was coming across, and somebody else commented to me and was like, you handled that very well, because that was a lot. So that was interesting. And then I fucked up. I think I might have, I don't know, we'll see. I got a response from him because I sent him a text. There was a joke between you and I sent it to him about him. And I was like, oh my God. And out of context, that shit's gonna be very harsh, sound crazy. He's a very sensitive being. And so I tried to explain, but even the response that I got afterwards was very cold and dry and like, okay, all good, yep. And I'm just like, damn. So I'm frustrated a bit and really sad. It's really been sitting with me because that she was successful in making me feel small. And or maybe I feel small. I'm trying to see like what am I projecting on
Mm-hmm.
to her?
Mm-hmm.
You
Yes.
know?
Yeah.
What am I projecting on to you, sis?
Mm-hmm.
Now, I told you more in depth what she said to me.
Mm-hmm.
There was
It
there
was a
was
lot of projection. She was projecting some shit onto you, and then you
but there
projected some shit back to her, and now
but
you're in an
wait.
entanglement.
Yeah, but you can say that what she was there was an intention. There was an
Oh
agenda
no, it
behind
was
what
her
she was saying.
project. Absolutely, she was
Okay.
projecting
I
her shit
wasn't
onto
tripping.
you. You're not
Yeah.
crazy at
Okay.
all,
I'm like I'm not
because
reading
that's
into this
not
crazy.
normal,
That's not how
or
you
it's
feel.
not
It's not nice.
grounded in care
Or
or
curiosity, real
curiosity.
curiosity
Absolutely,
about who I
which
am.
yeah, no, there's no. It wasn't grounded in anything
Yeah.
that felt.
So I'm sitting here and I'm dealing with my feelings of that of like, oh, there is a part of me that feels inadequate or feels like this friend group is on just another level that I'm not on, and that's sitting with me. Um and not emotionally, but like financially, status wise, whatever. But then there's a part of me that's like, yo, I grinned and bared that whole conversation and played nice, and then I still look like the irrational bitch because I wrote what I wrote as a joke to you, to him. So then my ego is bruised, and then I'm concerned about the friendship, but it's just gonna be what it is. I feel like there's nothing I can do, and there's something about me that has to start to be okay with like not being able to please everyone, or like there's this thing in me that if I feel like someone's mad at me and it's rooted in something rational that I absolutely did to hurt them, I will grovel. I will stop at nothing to get back into their good graces because I just feel so bad. Is your window open?
Yeah.
Oh, that's loud, just so you know. It might be picking up in the background. But I don't know. I'm sitting with a bunch of different things. I felt terrible about the text. And again, like you and I, we call people raggedy. We say stuff is trash. We have this thing where like, it doesn't mean that you're really X. It just means like, it's our thing. But not, whatever. Whatever. It's not a whole lot I could do. I said my piece. I hope that all is well or will be well. But that nice mean girl shit, really, I wanted to sock her. And I really want the best for the people in my life. You, like all the people that I love. And I think I have a special place in my heart for men in my life who seem like they're ready for love, and I get a little bit more protective. So maybe I'm also projecting there. But I'm like, yo, don't do no further damage, sis. Because this is a good person. But we'll see. But I have never had someone check me like that in the way that she did, in the like smiley arm around me. This is my new best friend, everybody. She's single, so we're gonna find somebody here for her. Keep your eyes open. Like, excuse me? This is within the first 10 minutes of meeting you. Get off of me.
Mm.
After you just
Would you
sized me
have
up
done
about
it? Would if you could do it all over again? What would you have done differently?
probably
Would
put
you,
the
would
point.
you have? No, you have to
Honestly,
go. You have to go. I don't
oh,
know. That's interesting. But no, if you had to have had that interaction with her again, what would you have done differently? Would you have cut it off?
nothing.
Nothing. You would have. You've done. Would have done the same.
Yeah, out of respect for him, I would have been. I want to give folks a chance. I'm not that friend that's like, you know, you bring your new significant other around and like, I'm like, I don't like them. I'm not that person, but I would have just done the same thing and just noted it in my head of like, okay. And you know what? Maybe she had every reason to do that. I have no idea. Maybe she just needed to establish that shit and keep it pushing. I don't know. But it was just a lot of questions around how I know him, how I know his mother, how I know his friends, why I came alone, how long I've been single. It's just
I
like
think I think it's
within
also interesting
10
that
minutes.
yeah, yeah.
A very sweet interrogation. It was like, okay. And then you had to offload, all the stuff that you are and how, and then made a comment about, yeah, because, he likes natural women, women that don't wear makeup. And I'm standing there looking at you with makeup on. And I'm like, girl, I'm about to punch you. Get away from me. But like, maybe she's great. I don't know. But who knows what she's experienced that maybe she needed to do that. I don't know. She could be great. But that interaction, I don't think I would have done anything differently because it's not the time and the place. Maybe if I ever am in her company again and she continues to do it, I might pull her to the side and be like, "Is everything cool? Like I've just noticed X." But I wouldn't say anything to him unless I thought he was in danger of being hurt.
Yeah, I think it's anyway, we don't have to have this conversation, but I think it's interesting how that went about without any intervention. Like
Yeah,
that's
how it
all.
all
That
unfolded.
how it
You're like,
unfolded without any intervention, without with her being in the dark so much as well. I don't know. Anyway, you know what? I just read something I was gonna send to you as well. It's from me too. That
but I feel like shit
a
about that.
happy person. It was somebody talking about somebody else. Like the happiest people I know, don't worry about what other. Don't try to make other people happy.
I
Basically,
know.
the
Honestly,
happiest people I know, you can't. It ain't none of your business how they respond because,
I'm saying all this because I know
yeah,
that's the crux of it for
it's
me, and
hard to hold.
how much it interfered, how much energy it not is or it did is taking up in
Yeah.
my mind of like,
Mm-hmm.
this person is probably mad at me.
Mm-hmm.
People probably think X about me. He probably
Mm-hmm.
told people what I wrote, and I had to leave the place early to get to my own sister's birthday. They probably think I left because of that. They probably think I'm crazy. They
Yeah.
probably think
No.
this, and I've only tried to be
I
loving
know.
and
I
kind, and it's
know.
just like, fuck.
Yeah.
I hate that idea, and so it's something that I have to sit with and just that's a part of it.
Hold it.
Cannot
Yeah.
people please, yeah. And I'm not
Or
above.
make up stories about what other people. All you could do is in your good
Right.
conscience is apologize or take accountability for the
Yeah, I
place in
did.
which you made error, and then their stories that they're making up or they're withholding anger or resentment or concern or whatever, that's their stuff to hold and to carry. It got nothing to do with you. But that's a
Hmm.
very
But I do
uncomfortable. It's very uncomfortable.
uncomfortable and
Oh,
embarrassing.
yeah.
But
I'm
I do
sorry.
hate how much I just talked about how good I was feeling about myself and how
Yeah.
she
Mm-hmm.
knocked them pit. Because as much as I was like, "Ooh, this is like really transparent as to why you're doing this," so much of it hit a
She pushed
chord
some
with me.
buttons. Yeah.
Shut and she it was like, "Oh, you're
Oh, the
you're very
universe is
smart how
tricky.
you yo."
Oh, the
She
universe is
looked
a
at me and she
bitch.
said, "Watch me work. I know exactly how to put you in your place." And I'm like, "I just came with a salad. Like just let me make my salad, sis." Anyway, whatever. Welcome to Around the Way Curls.
This episode is about to be interesting. Tell you
Oh,
that much.
do you want to plug Patreon, Sheila, and plug other things?
Absolutely. You're listening to Around the Way Curls, but you can also watch this episode on our Patreon, in which the video podcast is posted each week, both episodes, as well as some additional content, extra content. To be a patron, you pay a subscription, $5, $7, or $10, depending on how generous you are. But it definitely goes to the operations of this podcast. We do not have any funding. We're not on any networks. It's just Antoinette and I and the kind, talented Sir Monty doing this every single week. So to help us afford this operation, your money is really appreciated, and
Y'all pay
really
for my tea.
integral
Thank
to
you.
our growth. Thank you so
Yes.
much. So please consider doing that. And also, if you can't, but you want to support, we appreciate you as well. If you were to rate, subscribe, and leave a review on Apple or Spotify, if you could figure out how to do it on Spotify. But Apple is very seamless and easy. That helps us out as well. And
Okay.
going a little breaky boo.
Let's take a break. 25 minutes in. I think it's time. Would you
After
like to go,
these,
just wait real fast, just so you know, Mandy's singing. After these messages, she's singing that one. See, she did it twice today. I said,
wow.
"Ooh, oh." She said, "Am I like Shanti?" I was like, "You don't have quite have it. The run wasn't clean, but you get there
Wow.
now."
After these messages, we'll be right back.
Boop.
That's funny.
Isn't that? She was.
She's
I
so.
caught her like, and she's like, "I know." She's so funny. She's such a kooky bird.
I
Okay,
heard
what's that?
Beyonce. I made this up. I made this. This is mine.
No, she credited you. She would never. Oh boy, none of them people know about Runaway Curls. They be like, "What? What's the Runaway Curls they keep talking about on there? You have a podcast, Antoinette?" They're like, it's very annoying. All right, let's go here. Oh, I didn't say nothing about Tory Lanez. I had one job and I couldn't do it.
Do it
All right,
now.
I'll do it when I come out. Yeah. Hold on. Let me just set this up because this shit is it drives me crazy when it's just wrong.
This rose water that Jade made is amazing.
Yeah, she has
It
like a
is
distiller.
powerful.
She's nuts. Did you see what did her house look like? Did she have all her shit
We're
in
not
her
gonna do
house?
this right now.
She just be making
We're not
stuff.
gonna
I'm
do
like,
this.
Jay, she got a distiller. Did you see the washer and
She's a
dryer she put in
Virgo.
her
There's
closet?
two types of Virgos, and she is not a Virgo.
She was like, I don't care that I can't have one. The building don't have it. And I'm like, Jay, you put a washer and dryer in your fucking
I know
closet.
that's right. Do you remember
She
I used
had
to have that for JoJo?
what?
It used to be attached to my when I had the cloth diapers. It used to be attached to my sink.
No, I did not. I don't remember that. Did
Yeah,
you see the UFO looking litter box for Trill? Did you see
mm-mm.
it?
No, but I
She
really
has
like
this
Trill.
huge litter box. It's huge. And like it looks like she's in a spaceship. And she goes in and all these lasers are and then like it cleans itself, but it's fucking huge. I'm like, Jade, what is all this shit? And she's just always she got candle makers. I'm like, when was the last time you made a candle? What did you just hear?
Alexa being a hoe.
Oh. No, Jade, if you go over there, she'd be like, oh, I got that. I could do that. I could make that. Like, you're crazy. She just like a little busybody homemaker in there. Like, girl, what's wrong with you? Hold on, where's this first voicemail? 917.
I know she made me a whole pancake breakfast though.
It was delicious.
Amazing. They lucky. That's all I got to say. Tristan.
Tristan be eating and eating well. He know it though. Wait, where? Oh, 979.
What?
What? Here it is.
Who's Taryn Manning?
Hey, Lady Elizabeth.
Okay. Who?
Hold on, I have to yell because Alexa turns on randomly because there's a ghost that has its own timer.
Oh, my head.
All right.
What happened to Taryn Manning?
She has a viral video about talking about licking a married man's butthole. She looks like she's on drugs.
You know who that is? That's Orange is the New Black girl.
Girl, she on drugs. She's not okay.
That's why she was cast like that, because she's always looked like that. She was in Hustle and Flow, too, and 8 Mile.
She a real nigga white. Real white trash white.
I mean, poor girl. Yeah, she doesn't look good. That's a shame.
That's why when you need them real salt of the earth white people in those films.
All right. You ready?
Yep.
You saw You didn't see The Blind Side. I didn't see it either. But do you know the
Girl,
story?
did you see that?
I gotta put that on the outline. He said they never adopted me. They just found the biggest black dude and made me a fucking football player so I could make them rich. Not Sandra. Didn't Sandra win an Oscar or some shit for that movie? She's somewhere like
That's when all the woke people were muted. That's when they were.
that was when
Just,
white liberals reigned free.
yeah,
Yes.
that's when they were just in academia talking their shit, but it wasn't a public talk discourse.
Tricky.
Wow.
We gotta talk. I gotta deep dive into that. I gotta uncover what the hell was going on there. Because, bro, what? How you just telling us that?
He just realized it. He said, wait a minute, you guys still making money off of me? And I ain't making nothing. His money must have dried up somehow.
I gotta understand. I really
And they
do.
said, well, you ain't in our inheritance, you ain't even our son.
Oh my
What?
God. All right, ready?
Yep.
And we are back. So I wanted to address something because we got a voicemail with some critique. I'm not going to play it, but it was valid. I think there was someone who called and they didn't love somebody's take on the Tory Lane situation. But here's the deal. I don't listen back, and I didn't see on the outline that we discussed this. So I want to make it really clear that for the Tory Lane sentencing, he could have gotten 22 years. And in California, they don't play that shit around shooting guns. He also had an illegal gun. It was unregistered and loaded, which is also a crime. And then he had priors. So the 10 years is pretty much par for the course. In a lot of people's eyes who are taking into account those other things. So it was triggering for folks to hear us, I guess, discuss why 10 years felt like a lot versus why it felt reasonable, rational, whatever. But that is some backstory that I think, failed to give. So I just wanted to make sure that we did our due diligence and made sure that folks were aware and in the know about that. And in California, you have to do 85% of your sentence. And so he already has, I think, 10 months, either 10 or 11 months that he's already served waiting for trial. So that's going to count towards his sentence. But so he'll probably do like 7 or something. But I think it goes to show how powerful the tongue is. And like his lawyers saying, this is an atrocity. This is a situation where a celebrity is being made into, what is it? Like when you make being made into an example out of, so yeah. Anyway, we don't need to go into a bunch of that.
I take
to give that background.
Accountability for being flippant about it because I don't know the ins and outs of the case. You were mentioning that he was talking shit and wrote a diss track and all these things that there was. I don't know that.
Yeah, he was
prior
basically
stuff. I think I stopped paying attention
harassing
once
her.
he was convicted, and I was barely paying attention because I couldn't quite understand all the shit that was going on. There were so many unreliable sources, especially that one Middle Eastern, South Asian man that kept doing his updates of the court. Remember that there was just so much like hoopla around the court hearing that there were so many different sides that it's not something for me actually to talk about because I don't know the full information around it, and I don't know what the right. Again, I don't know what the right sentencing is for that type of. Is it considered attempted murder? I don't know. So I just went from off the dome, which could appear reckless. So I apologize if it was flippant, because it was flippant, because I don't have a strong enough information or opinion or to base any of my my statements on it to back it up. So
and if you are interested in learning more about the trial and you want to dig deep and you can't find a reliable source, Megan M. Cuniff, aka Megan the Reporter, is what everybody's calling her. She covered the case, and she covered it very well. She just stated facts. She didn't give opinions. She didn't go into the whole hoopla thing. She's very, very reliable source. So um, all that's who all of the black, brown, white outlets have been reaching out to. That's who they've been utilizing, and she's done a very good job and actually blown up as a result of it. So, all right, let's move on. Let's move on into voicemails. First one up is from our friend of the pod, though we never met.
Hey, ladies, this is Leo again. I just listened to y'all's podcast about basically how do you want to be remembered. And I have some thoughts I wanted to share. Maybe they could be helpful with y'all. So my dad passed during the pandemic, not from COVID, but from other health complications. And I really went through I would say, a wandering period for a bit. Like I didn't know where my dad was. My mind was trying to find him. My body was actually just coming up to, just trying to acclimate to life without him. So it took quite a while, and I had really a crash course in grief and acceptance of just my mortality. Kind of like what Antoinette was talking about. Like I became anxious to the point to where I just became very careful, almost too careful of everything. And then I just started to think about how I want to be remembered when I go, and I want to be remembered like him. This simple Southern man that drank sweet tea, lived in love, and spread love everywhere he went. And we're fishing. Very simple way of it. He lived in a very simplistic way, and I strive to do the same all the time. And when I go, I just want to party. Everybody, y'all do y'all grieving and do all that, but hey, go have a good time, listen to all the music, share memories, share stories, do that. Because there's only so much life that needs to be spent freedom. Life is meant to live, not to be contained or without color. And Antoinette and Shanti, just make sure y'all try to find, in y'all grieving process, just make sure y'all try to find the people, the places, the things in your life that make you feel connected. All right? See y'all.
That was beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you for sharing that.
Yeah, and I think I wanted to play that for anybody that's going through a loss right now, because, yeah, I thought he summarized that very well. It was comforting. Thanks, Leo. Next up.
Hello, ladies. My name is Chris. I am a 32-year-old mom of two, long-time listener, first-time caller. I was just thinking about what Shanti was saying what she was going through with her ex. I know y'all relationship ended. It seemed like on decent terms, but I am struggling. I was divorced. I've been divorced for about 3 years. My ex-husband and I were together about 10 years. Divorced 3 years, and I got into another relationship for 2 years that just ended. And when I tell you, I feel like my world is crashing down, and I feel like I stopped letting my friends and family in to try to compensate the relationship that I was in and making him my number one thing with my kids. But turns out he was talking to his ex, and who did him really wrong. But I guess love is love, right? But I'm just hurt. I'm sitting with this hurt, and yeah, I'm sitting with a lot of hurt, and I don't know where to navigate at this moment because I don't have anybody to talk to about it. And it just hurts. And I really don't see myself with anybody else but him. the last guy I was with is literally my best friend. So to be betrayed like that, it's just, I don't know. But yeah, I was just trying to see how Shanti is getting over her relationship and what tools she's using, and what would y'all do if you didn't have friends to lean on when you're down like this? My body literally feels like it's shutting down. And I'm trying to keep from crying, but yeah. I'm crying all the time. But yeah, I love you guys. Thank you.
No, I'm already emotional. Oh, thank you for sharing that. Thank you for being so vulnerable. Thank you to all of our callers for just sharing your hearts with us and with everybody else. I don't think you guys know what that means. First of all, I'm not gonna tell all our business, but our ending wasn't the first time that we broke up. And I think the grief that I have experienced in our relationship ending has been over a period of years. It's not something that has happened suddenly. It's the difficult duality of holding what you want so badly, the potential of something, your expectations of yourself and somebody else, and then the reality and the way that this thing is just not happening the way that you want it to, and the grief that comes with that. So I have been grieving and accepting, because I feel like that's what has gotten me through, and will eventually pull you through, because you will pull through, because you have before and you will again, and with a lot more wisdom and muscle memory and capacity to hold really hard things. It doesn't feel like that now, but that's what heartbreak does. But yeah, so it's been over a period of time of me grieving the loss of my expectations, and I'm sorry that you're feeling that. And just like the sweet brother Leo said, there's going to be moments where you feel like you can't, your body is going to be shut down, your heart's going to be shut down, your mind's going to be shut down, and the only way that any of us can deal with this kind of stuff is to just go through it, and you will get through it. And I feel like finding somebody to talk to, or people to talk to, is really important to your processing, because you are processing everything and you talking it out. I feel like women, especially when you break up, I won't generalize, but I know for myself, you want to talk it out. You want to say the same thing over and over. You want to go over it with your friends. You want a different aspect. You want, somebody to validate your feelings and to make sense of something. And it's really important that you do find that. And yeah, I don't know what happens when you don't have that in your friendship or in your family. So maybe even therapy or grief counseling, a grief group. There's lots of grief groups that are out there that aren't just around the death of friends or family. It's around friendship loss and relationship loss. So I would think that you should find some space like that to go through your process, because you are processing a lot, and it just takes a minute. And I'm sending you lots of support and love, because that shit, it really hurts.
Yeah, I think the only thing that I want to add is that I've been in a relationship where I was asked to center that person, and I did that and put a lot of my friends on the shelf and on the back burner. And once that relationship ended, it felt like my whole world was collapsing, because it became very clear to me what I had done and how I had kind of like just let all of my other outlets, all of my other relationships go. I would hope that you could reach out to those folks that you had relationships with and explain, and then, find out what it is that they need from you, to come back into their lives, whatever that is, and that, you can work on healing those relationships and building them, rebuilding them, and strengthening them. Because I don't know what you do if you're just alone and then having to mother, and like give so much of yourself. That's really hard. So I just want to offer that I really hope that you can get community around you, and not to be afraid of reaching out to those people, even if it's been a while. Just like you said, love is love, even when we don't like the outcomes of it, even when it's like, oh, you're gonna go back to her. Okay, well, there's possibility for you to go back to your loved ones as well. So
Yeah, that's wonderful.
all right, thinking about you, sis. This is the last voicemail, and it's a much lighter note. Made me chuckle. Oh boy.
Hey, Shanti and Antoinette. I'm not gonna lie. I think we do all owe Antoinette an apology. Number one, after Shanti said she apologized for the JT and Usher thing, why did I decide that I wanted to listen to Justin Timberlake? I have a 5.5 hour drive to my grandmother's house. And I said, you know what? I'm about to listen to Justin Timberlake. So sorry. I still don't think I agree, but to just throw Antoinette's point of view out the way, she ain't wrong. You was never wrong. You were never wrong. Like it's good. And it's not that you never thought that it wasn't good, but you just like, dang, it's Usher. Like, of course not. But no, like, it's worth thinking about. It's worth it. He's up there. Even you talk about the songs that he wrote. Now I'm driving, so I couldn't look at all the credits with Usher stuff. But I don't think JT does R&B like Usher does. But that's just good.
Oh. Her phone's going in and out. Oh. Did I listen to the end of this?
Oh.
Oh no. I just listened to the beginning. It was like, yep, play this.
So we gotta listen more. We gotta try. We gotta be more open because, yeah, you're not wrong. You're not wrong. I can see why Beyonce is calling him to say, hey, what's going on? Now, Justin Timberlake had more Until the End of Time songs like that. I would say okay with Usher, but he don't. It's more pop soul. It feels good. I love it, but I don't know. But yeah, you're right. Sorry. And I took my time on this too. It's a 5.5 hour drive. I'll be at my granny house in 30 minutes, so I took my time.
Granny.
But you still are owed that apology. Okay, have a good one.
Appreciate you, sis. All I needed was the brown skin queen to back me up. Take some heat
It
off
takes
of
you
me.
a different place. I tell you. Now, again, he cannot be past the R&B legacy
No.
baton.
Absolutely not.
That cookout, he's not invited to. But
We gotta stop centering white invitations at cookouts anyway, but go ahead.
he can't get the baton.
No.
But y'all not gonna sit here and say that is not a blue-eyed soul brother on the low a little bit. Well,
She said pop soul. That's a great way to describe it, I think.
pop soul, yeah. Hit them anyway. Don't get me started because it's
You
just
need to write a paper on it.
I do. I really feel it's the
Timberland.
Timberland, but also Timberlake and Pharrell. That's what you can't put it all on Timberland. I had a huge argument with somebody that was like, "Oh, it's all on Timberland." No, it's
No.
not. Timberlake is coming up with those melodies. He's fucking it up. He may listen. That's enough.
It's a lot of your favorite R&B artists that have Justin Timberlake in their sessions. Just so you know, When they step in the studio, they ask him to come to help. Justin, he didn't just start playing them drums on that Beyonce y'all on his mouth like liquor because she called him in and was like, oh, I need Justin Timberlake to play the drums. No, he was in the session creating with her. And he was like, oh, I could do it. I got you. I'm telling you.
He's an artist in a way that I don't know that Usher is.
Oh, I didn't go that far.
An artist, like an artist. An artist is somebody that like I don't actually know, and here you, I'm gonna get in trouble getting this shit out.
Know what an
I
artist
don't actually
is.
know, but I'm gonna just say I don't know that Usher has the actual production credits that Usher has, and I don't know. I'm gonna just put it that
Usher is a crooner. Usher's
a performer.
Usher is a lover.
JT ain't a performer like Usher.
All right, you're doing a lot now.
He isn't. Usher's a better performer than JT. Absolutely. They both want to slide around like Michael Jackson, and Usher does it better than him.
Okay, listen.
You think that Justin's an equal or better
Don't
performer
put me back
than
in the
Usher?
fire. I think that you're. I'm gonna send you some videos. I'm telling you, I used to do this shit.
He's a good performer. His voice isn't better than Usher's.
No, I never said. Well, he has a different voice. He's hitting like falsetto shits. But listen, Usher is no joke. I'm gonna give you that. I don't know that we need to compare them in the performance.
Girl, you don't want to do it. Not you comparing putting people in the fight and then be like, y'all.
You see what you do? In the performance space.
I will.
Justin can perform. Justin's not a slouch.
I didn't say he was, but he's not better than Usher.
Okay. I have them. I haven't been to Usher's show. I would love to see Justin do a Vegas residency and Usher do a Vegas residency again and go see him back to back.
Well, you can look at how they're aging. Who's going to have the better vitality and energy and muscle memory?
That is racist. Justin doesn't have melanin, and I feel away.
No, he looks aged.
Brown privilege.
No.
Move on.
Nah, he ain't moving like Usher's moving no more. And there is a video of Justin doing a poor job at something he was trying to do and doing it poorly.
Funny, he made a joke out of it. He was trying to do some black dance, and he was like, nah.
Anyhow, the things we fight over and get the people going on is
right.
Interesting.
All right, take us in, Sheila. Shachi's about to depress you all.
Is it depressing? I hope it's encouraging. Although I don't feel it in my soul at this moment. So, I'm struggling over here. And a couple weeks ago, unprovoked, unannounced, I had a very big opportunity laid before me. And the feelings of what I would expect myself to feel of being excited and pumped up and even it's not deserved. That's not the word. It feels like I'm having like an Eminem moment, you know, like palms are sweaty, mom's spaghetti. Like I have to show up.
What the fuck is wrong with you?
For real, I have to show up. Like I have an opportunity that could be very big that I have to show up for. And you only get this one chance to do it. And the amount of fear and self-doubt that I'm experiencing in this moment is takes my breath away. I have emails that come in, you know, logistics, things like that, and every time it comes up, my breath, I can't breathe. The amount of terror that I'm feeling in my body, my heart is beating even talking about it in this moment. It is really, I have been crying. JoJo's I've been crying over, but I've been in a really scared place, a really hard place in a and I'm feeling like and then I'm feeling shame that I shouldn't feel this way, that this is a big opportunity, and all of my it's triggering every single tender part of me in the same way that you talked about earlier in this conversation with this person. It feels like I have this same person coming up to me, pushing all of my buttons around competency, preparedness, performance, experience that I cannot back out of. It feels like labor in a way, where it's like, oh, there's only one way. Like, I know I have to do this thing. There's only one way out, and it's through. And I'm trying to sit with the self-doubt that I'm feeling. Mm-hmm. And I'm trying to I don't want to feel it. I want to feel differently. I want to feel confident. I want to feel competent. I want to feel like I want to feel in control. And none of those things. I do not think that, because also this is not something that is like, all right, I'll do it when I'm ready. It's like, ready or not, you have to show up for this. And I don't know that in the amount of time that I have, I'm going to step up to the microphone, so to speak, and not do it with this physically debilitating fear that I have. And
what is
I've
the
been
fear?
reading.
What is the fear?
Not being prepared, being embarrassed, disappointing people that gave me this opportunity, letting my fear just allow me to shrink. A deep thing, and we've talked about this in the past, not wanting it. So already like protecting myself from the disappointment, or preparing myself for all those things to happen by not wanting it as much as I could or should or can. And it feels like I am up against I have this wonderful thing to share. I think what feels the most difficult for me in this moment is that there's this other intuitive part that knows otherwise about myself, and I don't know how to surrender to that. I don't know how to increase that. I don't know how to get this Beyonce energy, this I'm going to show up kind of energy. And I keep psyching myself or telling myself this narrative that that's what I'm supposed to feel. And I'm slowly coming to a space of acceptance of no, that's not necessarily true. You may have to do this with your knees buckling, and that's okay. You may not have a fan blowing in your hair and not have shaking knees and do this.
Man, can I offer you something though?
Mm-hmm.
What did Tina Ferris say to us? Half her job when she's working with those artists is to convince them to go out on stage. Biggest artists in the world. And they're like, I can't do this. I gotta go to the bathroom again. My hair is not ready. They're avoiding, and their knees are buckling, and they do it anyway. Even a Beyonce, I don't think her knees, I don't think that she's in a place where her knees aren't buckling at times. She's still taking risks. She still has had projects not received the way a Beyonce project is received.
Has she?
Yeah, the whole Gift thing, the whole joint album with Jay-Z, that shit didn't slap the way they wanted it to. So you have to realize too that they're doing it anyway, and we're seeing the finished product. And you're brave enough to, in The Wizard of Oz, to show us the man behind the curtain or the woman behind the curtain.
I think that's what's really important and why I wanted to talk about this, because I think again, a lot of people look at what we do and they're like, "Oh, y'all got it together. You have people, just like you said last week. We have people that are in the industry like, oh, you guys are good. You have backing. You have, all this support. You know where you're going." And I think
No.
it is really important. I was doing on my YouTube research into how to get rid of self-doubt in 3 days, and
I laugh because I've done the same thing. Sleep hypnosis and my shit will be like positive image, and then I'll go to sleep with that playing, and somehow think I'm gonna wake up and be like, yes, doesn't work like
it
that.
doesn't work.
You
But
gotta do it anyway.
it was a TED talk, and he was talking about how you have to share it too. That you have to share your self doubt. And I think so many of us think, oh, we see other people doing this shit. Like, well, Beyonce is like, y'all not gonna catch me the fuck sweating. Like,
You don't know what she's saying to her friends, to her
yeah,
immediate circle.
I know,
She probably
I
fucking
know.
terrified.
Blue, if Blue can do this, I can do this. But rooted, it's me sitting with my self doubt and where that comes from and why. Because I don't know that it's good for me to go out and my foundation being, no, this isn't. It's one thing to be like, I'm scared as fuck, but I know that I got this in the bag. I know that I deserve to be here. And it's another thing to go out there and not feel that and still show up in a way. And maybe that's just a part of me stretching my limits, and this is like my growth process. Growth is on the other side, and the next time this thing comes up, maybe I won't feel this way, but I feel sick. Like, I don't think you understand.
Can I
I
offer?
feel sick to
I
my
see you.
stomach.
I see you're about to cry. Wait, so listen. Here's the thing. I don't know if it's wise for anyone to go out if something is in deep conflict with who they are and they're like, actually this thing is not something I ever want to do. That is where you're like, I don't have to do this. I don't have to prove myself to anybody. If it's something that will absolutely help you, but you're just terrified and having self-doubt, that's when you show up and you do your best. And what's the worst that can happen? You don't get selected, or you, whatever the case, like you do it anyway, and you do it scared. It's like when you interview for a job and you like, fuck, I got this job interview and I'm probably not gonna take it, but you're practicing that muscle. You're practicing the muscle of showing up, of talking about yourself, of being confident in yourself, and that's something that you're a business owner. That's something that you're gonna have to do, and be confident in what you do and who you are. And honestly, when it comes to self doubt, real fast, a lot of it goes back to how you're raised, and this is definitely something I looked this up for you, and this is something that is like screaming you, where if you have this insecure attachment, and it's generally like characterized by inconsistent or negative interactions with caregivers, and like a sort of what is the word when you're not when your needs aren't met, you know.
Neglected.
Yeah, like a certain amount of neglect, emotional neglect. Yes, this type of attachment can lead to one questioning their worthiness and may contribute to the development of a general sense of self-doubt. And then on the flip side of that, some self-doubt is very helpful. Some self-doubt, while it, yes, it should not be debilitating. That's an issue. But some self-doubt can help you and lead you into introspection, which this is where you're at, and enhance your performance. If you are scared that you are going to be unprepared, how can you better prepare yourself? What are the solves to this? How can you I think the best remedy for you to not feel shaky in your boots is to just know exactly who you are and be as prepared as possible for whatever anything in life is. When you come in prepared, it's hard to be so nervous. It's like, I got this. I can pivot. I can this, I can that. I'm clear about what my business is. I'm clear about my pitch. And I'm clear that it's needed and necessary. And I'm clear that I have a podcast where I have a built-in audience for my shit. I already have a built-in following of people who fuck with me heavy, who love the work that I do, who will travel across city and state lines to come to a pop-up in Brooklyn to support. Just for the opportunity to kick it with me and buy some shit from me because they know it, they believe in me. Like, stand in that shit. You better go through these fucking reviews and read how dope you are. But it's like, for some reason, I say this and it doesn't penetrate. And I see you resisting it. And so I guess it's like, well, is that an indication that there's a business model issue? Is that an indication that like there's other things that you need to put in the foundation of the business so you feel more grounded? Or do you just have to do it and do it scared and realize you didn't die?
I have to do that. There's no turning back.
Go ahead.
That's
Sorry.
what
I'm off my soapbox.
That's what has to happen. I think, I read this about the insecure attachment style. And there is something about my childhood, though, that I really am grateful for and wish to return to, in a way. I just want to preface it and say that my parents did the best that they could.
Yes.
That the childhood that they provided for me, especially these fundamental years of 1 to 5, were something I kind of feel like I want to tap into again, in that I was a really fearless child. Really fearless child. I had the space to be fearless in a way. I was born in Hawaii, just ran around butt-ass naked. My parents say I would wake up, take off my clothes, run outside barefoot, and just go into like a grove somewhere and just get busy, explore, discover. And I feel like that's very much a part of who I am. But as I got older, when I became a mother, so much of that has been lost, or I've had to like stifle, I have to shrink down, and I really want to kind of like tap back into this this risk taking and this curiosity. And I think the self-doubt is also being concerned with the outcome. It's not really from a place of curiosity, if I were to be honest about it, or like even me being invested in this spiritual and emotional and business process that is possible. My focus is on, how am I going to look? How am I going to sound? It's like this really performative, controlled, like concern that I have, that I know I also need to, and all of us need to tap out of, or release, surrender to, that I can't control all of that. That's not what's mattering. What all these what do they call it? Platitudes of, only way, what is it? Only the other, whatever you're scared of or whatever you want is on the other side of your fear. Or the only way
your dreams
to the other side is through all this bullshit that I'm like, yeah. But in this very moment, I'm resisting every part of it. Part of it.
You're not seeing yourself either. I gotta be honest. You're sitting.
I don't know how to. I do not know how to do that. That's not something I could do.
Hold the mirror up to you real fast.
People saying you're gonna say nice things about me, but
it's not nice things. It's facts, and don't resist it. It's facts. You take a risk every day. Every day you don't go into a 9 to 5 that gives you health insurance, that gives you a stable living wage, where you know exactly what you're making, where you're putting money into a 401k. Every day you don't do that, you are taking a risk. Every day you sign up to go vend somewhere where you have to buy inventory that you don't know is going to sell, you're taking a risk. Every time you give someone else the opportunity, you have a staff now. You didn't have that before. Now you have a staff to help you do it. Every time you hire a new person, it's a risk. It's all risk. You are an entrepreneur. It is all risk. And even with a child who looks up at you at 13 years old and says, my life is in your hands, you got to figure it out and make it happen. You still chose a path that felt right to you, not a path that everybody else is doing. And I don't think that you give yourself enough credit for that. So you saying that you're not an explorer, that you're not this, you are sourcing items and for Sable. I don't fucking know how you find. I don't know how you find these people. I don't know how you make these connections. I have no idea. But you're fucking doing it. And you're doing it without any what is it called? Any like education around business. You didn't go to school for this. You just said, I don't like how I feel. I don't want to be stuck here. I'm going to do it. As a single mom, I'm going to do it. I'm going to figure it out. And I don't want Jolie looking at me and seeing me go to a job that I hate and me creating that kind of standard for her. So you have to sit back and give yourself a little more credit. Because literally, Shanti, every fucking day that you wake up and you make that choice to follow your dreams, you are taking a huge fucking risk. And it's a risk that a lot of us, we're like, fuck that. I need stability. I need this. I need that. And you're looking at us thinking, and I know you're looking at us thinking, oh, they got it together. I got to get it together. You can't go on that show and show up as anybody else but yourself, because guess what? That's what people respond to. I would never want you to sound like me making a pitch for Sable. It's not going to resonate. I would never want you to look like everybody else. It's not going to fucking resonate. You have it. You fucking have it, and you're resisting it.
I don't know how to not. I don't know how to not resist it.
I don't know how to.
Know.
You just look at yourself. Right? And realize there's a little girl looking at you and just
affirmations. I gotta go in the mirror and write stickers and bullshit. I gotta do this shit that I tell other people.
Maybe. Yeah, maybe you gotta bust out one of them Sable journals. I don't fucking, Mandy has one on her flight right now. Today I affirm. I saw it. I was like, she's crazy. She turned into mindful Mandy. But seriously,
I love that for you, Mandy. That's a great tagline. That should be a segment in your show now.
But seriously, Shanti, I want you to know that you're doing so much more than you think.
I just want to feel it. I want to feel it. It fucks me up.
I don't know that I ever feel it.
Why not?
Because we're crazy. Because we're looking at everybody else. I don't know if we think that people feel it. They don't fucking feel it. I know Jasmine puts out an album and she disappears for 2 weeks. You can't find the girl. She's in a cave somewhere, terrified. Fucking terrified. You know how many times she's called me in the booth crying, and I'm listening to her like, you are insane. For whatever reason, we are flawed in this way that we cannot see ourselves. We have such a hard time. But I need you to know that you're doing it. Yes, there's room for growth. Yes, there's this. Yes, there's that. You should be aspirational. You shouldn't settle. But here's where it is. You want to talk the talk and walk the walk. Here's where it is. Show the fuck up as you. Look at fucking Melissa and Roscoe. They go on Shark Tank and they get basically laughed at. And who the fuck is laughing now? They showed up as themselves. The risk that she took. Mm-hmm. She just tossed everything away and went and lived in a fucking truck thing that she made to go show people her lipstick and travel across the country. I could never fucking do it, but I feel like you could. And that's something that I'm just like, I'm amazed by it. I'm inspired by it. I'm ashamed that I don't have that risk-taking ability in me. So it baffles me when you sit here and say that you don't have it. You
Yeah,
need
I
to
don't
sit
know.
back and
The
realize
same it could be good for you though. I think that's why I'm happy that we're sharing this because it's not just I think just what you said. Everybody has it.
everybody.
We all have it, and you just got to do shit scared. And I guess the relief is even though I don't think all of those things quite yet, the relief is that you don't necessarily have to think all of those things, and you can still do it. I think I'm waiting for my body to feel good in it. I think I'm waiting for me to feel a way. Just like you said, it's not, that may not ever happen.
I think too your body might feel really good in it right afterwards. Oh shit, that was not as bad as I thought.
This is very,
It's
yeah,
like
this is,
performance anxiety. Before you about to go on stage, everything in you, you got butterflies in your stomach. You're thinking, "Oh my God, all this mucus is coming up. Why is this doing this? Now I got to go to the bathroom. I'm not ready." Then you go out there, you share and you're done and you're like, "Woof. Oh, that was great. There's things I want to do different, you know, but I didn't die. That was great." I think that's going to happen for you, but it's not going to happen if you don't continue to put yourself in these situations and accept the blessings that are coming your way.
well, thank you very
You're welcome.
much.
Sorry to be forceful with how I affirm. You do it every day. I hurt myself. Ciao.
That's it.
Listen, girl, Beyonce crazy. She not well. She's
I'm not
scared
right.
to death. Scared to death. I know that lady is scared to death. We know some people in her team. She's scared. And look, and she step out there and be like, "All right."
Yeah, not Beyonce.
Yes.
Shout out to Beyonce though. She is and the Bear really inspired me as well. I wanted to make those two references. Watching the Bear and Beyonce, this pursuit of excellence, their arc of self-doubt, and all the things that, all the really deep heart inner work that is demanded of you when we're doing these like materialistic things or like these, quote unquote performative or work related things. Career related things that I don't want to shy away from. That is hell. It's literal hell. I can't explain to you how uncomfortable I am, and I don't think it's going to change until, like you said, until it's over. But I want to be grateful, and just like you said, I want to accept the opportunities for this growth and for me to stretch myself a little bit more. Yeah, and I hope that this is little God whispering in your ear, Antoinette, and everybody else's ear around the ways that we all self-sabotage or have self-diet. What do you say?
Watch your mouth, not me. You're not talking about me right now.
All of us to do things when we're scared and that we're never going to feel ready or we're never going to feel certain or it's never going to be mapped out. And of course, we all have different tolerances for it, but
I just need money. I'll be more adventurous if somebody give me some bread. As long as I know where my money coming from and I can pay my bills, I'll be as adventurous as you want. You know what I mean?
I don't know. The universe is gonna do what it does for you to push you to out of your limitations as well, and still let you know that you're cared for as well. So let that be a prayer for you. If money
Can I
is
ask
the
you
thing.
something? What's the alternative if you were to say, actually, this is too much? Like, what? Then what? Then what do you sit with in yourself? Then what hell are you living in? You're confirming all of your
just
deepest
shame.
fears?
Yeah, just guilt and shame. And
Yeah, I feel like that's a little worse. No?
no, I'm going to do this. I'm pregnant. This baby coming. I'm big. I didn't abort the baby. It's happening. It's happening. I don't have a choice. And I've been meditating on labor as well. I had it all natural labor. Shout out to my white mom for training me up to
Are you
think this
talking
way.
about real labor now?
I'm
Your
thinking
real
about my labor. My labor was 32 hours. I did not have a very good relationship with my partner before my daughter was born. We were even arguing hours before my labor pains came on. So it was not like a peaceful, like, oh, I can't wait for this to happen. There was just a lot of stress. And it was 32 hours, and I felt very much alone. And I was just waiting for this baby to come. And I was expecting it to be really easy because my mom's births were all easy, and like, oh, when you have a natural birth, that's just what happens. It's just easy. Like you don't have any tubes. You can eat. You can do what you want. And it wasn't, and it took a really long time. But I eventually had to. I had multiple people at this birth. I don't know why, but I had multiple spectators, and I had to kick everybody out of the room. And I had to go to a place in my body that I had never gone before. And I think I also had it in my mind that I was going to, me managing my labor pains was going to somehow, me managing them meant that they were going to be less painful. Like me really knowing how to manage them is going to result in them being less painful. And that ain't how labor pains work. It's just like it's like diarrhea. It's like, imagine trying to manage a diarrhea. Like, oh, I'm gonna manage this diarrhea pain real easy. And it just, there's no way you can manage the pangs and the wave that takes you on. And I finally just sat with it and went into my body and surrendered in a way that I'm hoping will happen in this situation, will inevitably have to happen in this situation. But I guess the moral of the story is that the pain is not going to go away. It's not. The self-doubt is not going to go away. Being courageous is doing something while you're scared. And in my situation, I don't know how much self-love or affirmations or smack myself, Issa Rae raps, watching Beyonce videos, self-help, frequency, fucking mantras I can do. It's not going to happen. I'm still going to have this terror in me. But I have to rise to the occasion. And I hope all of you guys listening fucking know that. So when you do come up to me and you're like, yeah, you're doing this thing, da-da-da-da-da, I'm terrified. Terrified. In a lot of ways. So do it anyway. Do it scared, I guess. Internet, thank you for your pep talk, and I hope you guys will see what's on the other side of this, inshallah. I said,
do you have an affirmation?
Oh, no. Do you have an affirmation for me?
Come on.
You don't ask a woman that's in labor, girl. You got an affirmation? Like, I just have to make it.
Affirmation in
I
so
have
long.
to make it to the other side.
Affirm
That's all.
yourself. Come on. You confirm everybody else. Affirm yourself.
Shanti, palms are sweaty, mom's spaghetti. You have to make it to the other side. You will make it to this other side. And this universe and these opportunities aren't out to hurt you. They're not out to prove the darkest and the erroneous thoughts that you have about yourself. It is actually a loving universe and wants the best for you and wants what's on the other side for you to open and to pass this threshold and to fuck with yourself just a little bit more. Not a whole lot. I'm not gonna be Beyonce, but I can fuck with myself a little bit more for the sake of Jolie, for the sake of the people in my life, for the sake of this listener in this moment. The universe does not want to harm me. And I gotta stop wanting to harm myself, because that's just dumb. Grow up. Stop. Do something different. Ashe. Namaste. Hey, baby.
It got into her soul this week, y'all. Oh. I love that affirmation. That's a beautiful affirmation. I think I'm going to write it down. I'm very serious.
Look at me.
You look beautiful. I don't look like that when I cry.
I'm on Patreon right now.
You don't look sad. Like I got the Kim K cry. You actually look. I was sitting here and I was thought to myself, oh my God, you're so shallow. I was like, she really looks pretty when she cries.
No, because when I really ugly cry, it actually startles you. Internet is actually.
You never show emotion half the time, so I'm like, holy shit. Do I need to come home? You want me to come home?
Internet is like, what?
This is a beautiful opening. I think you're cracking, and cracks hurt.
I hate it. It's terrible.
And shout out to the OG that's helping you crack, who's putting you in these positions. She knows who she
you
is.
are, girl. You don't
And
even
she be
know.
terrified too. You gotta talk to her. I went on a walk with her, and she said, "Girl."
I tried to. I didn't want to put it all on her. I didn't want to collapse into her arms while all the stuff she had going on. But yeah, when you face your fears, you open that shit up for other people. So it ain't even about me at this point. Shanti, you just do what you got to do so all the niggas can come through as well.
I think maybe make it about you a little bit. It's okay.
A little bit.
A little bit.
Oh, my stomach hurts. I actually have to stop.
You have diarrhea? You gave yourself diarrhea over this?
My stomach hurts.
All right, Sheila. This was a good one. You didn't use many of my notes, but we didn't need it. Don't waste my time like this anymore, right?
Well, you could have jumped in.
I didn't want to. This was beautiful. This was a beautiful unfolding. All right, Sheila. You are loved.
Mm-hmm.
Give me a job when you get famous now. I'll be like, oh, I'm gonna quit my job. Y'all go work for her. Always working for somebody else.
Somehow I end up working for you somehow.
No.
Shanti!
Shut up. I hate you. All right. That's it.
In text. Shanti!
Is that how you read my texts?
No, not as of late. We're doing well, Internet. We're doing well. We are really growing.
We've
it's my
crossed
life partner on the low.
a threshold of like, hey girl. Hey girl. Hey girl. I'm figuring out how to land the plane softer. Hey girl, hey. Learning how to be a leader. Anyway. All right, let's go.
Bye.
Yeah. Bye. You okay?
It's good time too.
And it was good. And we talked for like 10 minutes in between the break, so we lit.
You can't say anything about it because it might not actually come on or,
Girl, it doesn't matter. The process is the most important part for you. I don't know what the hell is going. You see, I haven't asked anything about the actual end result. I just want you to do the process of it. You know what I mean?
I had to get off and write a bunch of stuff out.
Are you asking for help though?
Yeah, I have on Friday. I want to have everything. Well, can you stop recording so I can say all the stuff? So,
sorry.
bye guys. Oh, I got indigestion.